Good morning, I'm Jaron Crow, and I wrote my research paper over corporate inversions. When I was first assigned this topic, I had no idea what a corporate inversion was, so I had to look it up and find out what it was. Turns out it's not extremely well known for especially people our age. But what a corporate inversion is when a corporation will relocate overseas, more or less just to avoid taxes from the U.S. government. The most common way they do this is to either buy out a company that's overseas or merge with a different company, and then they move their headquarters to wherever that company is located at. With U.S. taxes being so hard on corporations, they just try to take off some of that tax burden. With a lot of companies, saving millions of dollars doing this. So, looking into this, I decided to look at the pros and cons of a corporate inversion, and really the only pro on multiple sides is that really the only pro is the savings that you have on taxes. But that being said, the savings are millions and in some cases billions of dollars, and that is enough for businesses to do this, especially with a business goal being to maximize profit. And then in their defense, they say that this will help them globalize their company, and will also help them put more revenue back into their company to help them expand even more. So a lot of companies, at least they say that there's really good intentions in here, but in other cases it's just gypping the U.S. government out of lots of tax money. Looking at the cons, U.S. government is estimated to potentially lose $20 billion in tax money because of businesses doing this within the next 10 years. So that is a substantial number. That's a lot of money that can go to the roads, go to government jobs or programs. So the U.S. government really has a problem with this. And then a lot of people and economists say it's unethical. These businesses have a duty to stay in America, pay their American taxes, and give back to the country and to their employees. And then in the biggest extreme cases, there's American jobs being lost when they move out of the country. So there are definitely some cons about this, and definitely American government does not want this to be something that is happening frequently. So did some research about what they're trying to do to stop it, and President Obama is very open. He does not like corporate inversions. But there's nothing really he can do as far as an executive order goes or anything. But he has given several pieces of legislation to Congress for them to pass in his administration, but nothing has passed yet. A lot of that is probably just because of such a different ideology in Congress as opposed to the Obama administration. His most recent piece of legislation that he gave would have a company could not move out of the country if 50% of the stocks are owned by Americans. Right now, as long as less than 80% does, then they can move all they want. But his legislation would be 50, which that's a drastic change. So that may be pretty hard to get through Congress. So then I decided to look at specific companies and examples of people moving out of the country through corporate inversions. One of them is a Cleveland-based company, Eaton Corporations. They moved to Ireland in 2012, and they saved $160 million through taxes. So that's a substantial amount of money. I don't know if they're still called Eaton Corporations. What I read, they were still trying to figure out if they were going to keep the name or not. And then another one is Microsoft. Well, Microsoft isn't completely moved over. They more or less just kind of have a mailbox overseas for the different corporate jurisdictions. They have almost $93 billion in earnings overseas, and that's about $26 billion in taxes that are also overseas. And another one is Burger King. Burger King recently moved to Canada, so that's just another example, another really well-known business. So in conclusion, this is definitely a problem for the U.S. government, and what they can do about it is kind of controversial as well as the topic. Just a lot of people think they don't have the right to tell these businesses where they can't set up shop, and then other people, just want them to make it as hard as possible to keep those jobs in America. Thank you. Are there any questions?
Yeah, well, one thing, I don't know if you